Hasard is probably one of the #1 places we wanted to go. It looks like a castle, like a prison. I mean, it's this grand architecture that just seems so out of place for what the function of the facility was. And there's the one tower, the very industrial-looking piece, but then so much of it is this 100-year-old, beautiful form over function structure that's just incredible.
Punch it in.
What'd you find, Steve?
Time cards.
Time cards.
From 2 miners here. Edu Weisserek and Larbai Harua.
Probably Turkish.
Probably. There are no dates on them, though.
Is the punch coming in there?
Well, they came in at looks like 2 o'clock and left at 2 o'clock. 12-hour shift.
Wow, that's a long time to be underground. You have to wonder what happened to these two guys.
They punched him permanently.
That's why they didn't take their punch cards. They never left. When there's enough left in a building from its past use, I can definitely get a sense of the people who used the building, how they went about their work or their lives in these spaces. And not that I believe in the supernatural, but you can almost see workers going by and parishioners going down an aisle. You really get that sense.
There's this vine growing in front of the blackboard, and it's kind of a neat contrast with the industrial environment. A poetic thing. We'll see if it works out. I really do have to feel the place to start to shoot. So it's trying to get to that point and trying to understand what's going on inside there. I started out shooting these small vignettes, these kind of detail shots, and it's starting to open up a little bit for me. So it does take a while to sometimes feel the spirit of the building, you know?
You know, these old derelict places have nobody taking care of them, nobody watching them. So once you're inside here, you're free to roam and do what you want. And that's what first got me into this. Well, there really is beauty in decay. I mean, as I stand here, I'm staring at this wall here, and it's got some old lettering on it that doesn't look like graffiti. There's probably at least 3 coats of paint, old brick and mortar, that's all coming apart in its own natural way. And you know, I'm going to try to capture this and see how it comes out. A place like this, as you look around, there's so many shots. I mean, you know, you can compose anything in here, and there's a lot of beauty everywhere. The challenge is more isolating the beauty. So do I go for a wide shot or do I go for the end tight shot? I'm almost in between, really. I like to develop a scene in my shots. I don't necessarily want a giant wide scene where there's no focus. So I really do try to find a focused, smaller area, but that tells a bit of a story and isn't just a macro photo of a gear or something like that. That doesn't really have a lot of meaning to it. So I do try to tell the story of the place through small scenes.
There are holes every place. This is an abandoned mine, so of course it's dangerous to begin with. In some buildings, I definitely feel a sense of the life that was here before the building closed down. And this is most common in places where people had a deep connection to the building itself. Places like hospitals, factories that employed an entire town, and the town went under once the factory closed. In sites like that, you can really feel how important these places were to the residents and the workers. I'm finding it increasingly impressive, though, as we go through and we see the records of daily progress and things like payroll information and the things left behind by the workers, their clothing and their various personal effects. Well, to me, my French isn't the best. This looks like a record of monthly salaries, as well as production. There are a number of challenges in this hobby. It's difficult to say what the biggest one is. Getting something meaningful out of them is probably the most difficult thing. It's one thing to take attractive and pleasing pictures. It's something else to have some sort of message behind them. It doesn't have to be a powerful message, but there has to be something that you're trying to convey. And that's harder than any other trouble that we encounter.
What's sometimes challenging is the different routes people take to get into a place, where we are, trying to be a little careful. These guys come in right in the front door, which could expose us all.